everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you today? How's it going? I hope all of you are in a good condition. And today, we from Group 6, we want to share to all of you about our material today, which is plot. What is plot? If you want to know more about plot, please follow our video until the end and don't skip this video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow our YouTube channel. Alright, before we continue to our lesson today, let me to introduce our group before. We from Group 6, and there are 6 persons on this group. The first is Ahmad Huzaini, and the second is Almer, Migdady, Fiqyan, and the third is Clarisa, Agustin, and the fourth is Afdhirotul, Isna, Amala, and the 5, me as a moderator, is Faiq, Akbar, Riskian, Syah, and the 6 is Asha, Safna, Sabrina. Alright, because we start our lesson today, let's start with reciting basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alright, as I say before, we continue to our material today, which is plot. Check it out.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we'll explain about plot. Okay, character brings fiction to life, facing a major problem developing from misunderstanding, misinformation, unfocused ideals or goals, difficult situation, troubled relationship, and other general challenging situations. They are found in fiction, thus they may also be found in all levels and conditions of life. Plot is the sequence of events that make up a story, whether it's told, written, filmed, or sung. The plot is the story, and more specifically, how the story develops, unfolds, and moves in time. Action or accidents or speeches or thought or observation are linked together to make up a wholeness called an organic unity. The key word is plot, the plan of fiction.
Okay, it's me Afdhirotul Amala. Plots are typically made up of 5 elements. First is exposition, and then rising action, and then climax, and then evolving action, and the last one is resolution or denouement. So in these 5 elements will help us to build a good literature work like novels or etc. It doesn't matter if you have a strong concept like message, characters, or cause, but if you don't have plot, it means that you don't have story. So it's really important to remember that the point of your plots have to be intentional, not random. They have to be connect each other and lead to the specific direction. Okay, the first one is exposition. This is your book's introduction, where you introduce your characters, establish the setting, and begin to introduce the primary conflict of your story. Often the exposition of the story only lasts a few chapters because readers are eager to dive into the conflict of the story. Don't wait too long to introduce your incident and get the ball rolling. Many authors make the mistake of having their exposition be full of interesting but unlimitedly unnecessary information about the whole world in the story. As much as you will want to make sure your reader knows all the background information, it's not enjoyable to read page and page non-action. You should immediately place the reader within the action of your story and try with background information in as organically as you can hear.
Point number 2 is rising action. The main character is in crisis, and events leading up to facing the conflict begin to unfold, and the story becomes complicated. Nah, jadi pada poin kedua, rising action ini, karakter utama mengalami krisis dan peristiwa yang menjelang menghadapi konflik mulai terungkap dan cerita bertambah menjadi semakin rumit.
Hello, I am Asha, Safna, Sabrina. The third is climax. At the peak of the story, a major event occurs in which the main character faces a major enemy, fear, challenge, or other source of conflict. The most action, drama, change, and excitement occurs here.
4. Full in action. The story begins to slow down and work towards its end, tying up loose ends.
Okay, let me continue with the explanation of the element plot. It is resolution or denouement. Also known as the denouement, the resolution is like a concluding paragraph that resolves any remaining issues and ends the story. We can see from the story of Romeo and Juliet. After the death of Romeo and Juliet, the Lords Capulet and Lords Montague came together and said, "You know that we have lost a lot to this reckless hate. Let's bury the hatches and let's move on." From this, we know that everything was settled at the end of the story. The resolution always comes at the end of the story, where issues or the conflict is resolved. So, the conclusion is plots, also known as storylines, include the most significant events of the story and how the characters and their problems change over time. The essence of plot is the development and resolution of conflicts in which the protagonist is engaged. The interaction of causes and effects as they develop sequentially or chronologically to make up the story's plot. Okay, that's all. Thank you. We will back to the moderator.